All right, what's up, guys? My name is Luis, and yeah, basically what I'm going to do is I am going to start documenting most of my days and putting it online. A bunch of friends told me it's probably a good idea to start now before AI gets out of hand and things get more out of reach. So in a way, yeah, this is like a personal brand. But the thing is, the way I'm going to do it, I'm just going to document my life and what it takes to get to the goals that I want to reach. Hopefully by the time I'm 90 and I look back on this, I'll have a good time. So the way I'm going to build it out is I'm going to set certain goals and you're going to watch me hit them. So the first goal is I want to buy a house by the time I'm 30. I'm 26 right now. I'll be 27 in June. So I got about 3.5 years to get there. Pretty sure I'll make it happen. Yeah, it's gonna be a hard hit. It's gonna be a hard goal to hit, but we'll make it happen. It'll be fun, really good journey along the way. So that's the first step. But before that, the way I wanted to do this is, of course, at some point, this has to help at least one person. So this video here, I'm just gonna outline 3 things that I believe any person should have in their mind if they want to be successful at some point. So it's gonna sound really simple, but in depth, each of these 3 bullet points you can spend years building up, because it's definitely taken me a couple years. So yeah, I just want to share what I know. Hopefully helps one person. If it does, great. If it doesn't, great. Still gonna keep on going. So starting off, I would say number 1 is understanding your finances. But with that, I mean, you have to have a true grasp of what's coming in, what's going out, and what you're investing in, and then how you're accumulating it. For me, what's worked is starting off is building a budget. Something just really basic. What are your expenses and what's your income? Subtracting that gives you how much you can save, invest, spend, or whatever. But I believe that's the first step before anything you do, is you have to know what's coming in and what's going out. If you don't even know that, you don't have a foundation of how to start. Second off is learning how to use credit cards to your advantage. This one's huge. I would say this is like a must. As soon as you turn 18, start getting your credit cards ready. Start learning about how they work, the different rules of different credit cards, what it takes to apply, what the rewards are, because if you do this properly, you can fly for free, travel for free, get free food, free hotel. Man, it's great. It's honestly great. A lot of people say, oh, don't use credit cards because you're going to go in debt. Well, yeah, duh. If you use them like infinite money, the way you got to treat credit cards is only spend what you have in your checking account. So if you only have $10 in your checking account, you can only spend $10 on your credit card. It's building up that discipline to know that what you have to spend is all you can spend it on. Because what people do is they'll get credit cards and then they'll go crazy, get in debt, and then can't pay it off because the interest kills them and they have no clue how interest actually works. But if you're savvy about this, you can get credit cards and use the points to your advantage. Very little income, because the bonus from the credit cards isn't made to have a second income. It's meant to travel. That's the way I've used it. Traveling for free. Every time I go for business to work, business events, family trips, it's all free because credit card points are awesome. Of course, having a business helps a lot, but if you're doing this personal and you have a lot of spend because of your monthly budget, then it also helps. Or if you're married or have a spouse or a girlfriend and you guys spend a lot on like the necessities, of course, having a credit card always helps. It's really nice. But also on the credit side, you need credit cards if you're gonna apply to get an apartment, get a house. Banks always want to know what your credit is and if you've used it properly, and what your credit utilization is, what your total credit limit is. These are all things that you got to get used to and got to know what they are. I don't think I'm gonna get into teaching any of this because it's not my strength. I'm just gonna let you guys know what you should look into, and then it's up to you to do your own research and discover it. I will say though, there is a great Reddit forum called Churning, like churning butter. That is a great place to start. Also, lot of credit guys on YouTube. Like there's Credit Brian, he's a good one. Credit Shifu. There's another credit guy. They're all great. Like you can't go wrong with just going on YouTube and learning how to use credit cards. I have a Discord where I have a bunch of like underwriting rules from banks. So I don't know. I might drop that if this gets traction. I mostly use it for my guys at work, but yeah, getting credit's huge. The next one is just training to be frugal. This one just takes discipline, honestly. If you know Graham Stephan, this guy's huge on frugality. Basically, just be really, really tight with your money. Don't buy the small purchases because it's all psychological. If you're the person that's like, oh well, I'm just gonna buy a Starbucks every day, it's only $5. Like, what's that add up to? If you're making good money, it's not much, right? But you're training yourself to not be frugal. You're training yourself to say, you know what? I'm gonna live in the moment. I'm gonna get the Starbucks. That's gonna end up biting you in the ass at some point. So it's always better to trying to be frugal. You'll thank yourself in the future for it. Next up is learning to invest. This one itself is huge. For me, what that meant was learning how to just set up a basic Roth IRA. If you're under 25, it's a great idea. A regular IRA, a 401k. But most importantly for me, it's crypto. It's fun. It's fun. You can lose a lot of money. I've definitely lost a lot of money in crypto, but I've also made a lot of money. I've made more than I've lost. But we're living through, I would say, we're gonna hit the technological singularity at some point, and it's better to be invested in crypto than to not be. The ROI there is massive. Like, it's a no-brainer at this point. If you're under 30, especially if you're young and 18, just get your feet wet in it. You're gonna thank yourself later. Don't buy meme coins though. Like actually learn how crypto works, what the wallets are, what the centralized exchanges are, what the market cycles are. That's the biggest thing. Like, you have to learn how the money works in the world, how it flows. And if you want to if you want to know the truth about anything, follow the money. That's the biggest advice. If you want to know someone's intent, follow the money. If you want to know why a company did XYZ, follow the money. Why the government's passing some law, follow the money. Who's investing into it? Who's behind the money? That's going to tell you everything you need to know about a person, entity, company, business, senator, anything. Just following the money. It's really simple. And then also learning how the cycles work. Like in crypto, there's what's called so-called a 4-year cycle where you get ups and downs. And if you know when to sell the ups, when to buy the downs, then you pretty much can't lose. Unless you're not buying high, selling low. That's what I did. Don't do that. And then taxes. Also learn about taxes. If you just have if you're an employee and you only have one job, it's really simple. You just have a W-2, you file that with your CPA or TurboTax, and you get your return, done. But if you're dabbling in crypto and real estate, well, at that point, you know taxes. I don't gotta pay taxes to you. But if you start doing that stuff, yeah, you have to get a CPA because you can get in pretty big trouble and pay a lot of fines, which you don't want to do. So that's number one. That's understanding your finances. I feel like that's a really rough explanation of it, but go back in the video, look at the points I mentioned, and do your own research. Again, this isn't something that you're gonna learn in a year. This takes time, but it's all about having good foundations. The next big point is finding mentors, people of influence that you want to model. So whoever's in your life, it can be your parents, brother, sister, friends, online influencers, authors, it doesn't matter. Just find people in your life that you want your life to look like and see what their habits are, what their traits are, what they do on a day-to-day, how they handle stress, how they handle their finances, what are their ethics, what are their morals, and just model your life after that. Build up your own characteristics, because that's going to honestly dictate how far you get in life, is who your friends are, who your influences are, and who your models are, and mentors. So for me, I mean, number one is Alex Hormozi. This guy's great for business. This guy's taught me to have love for the game, which is the game of business. My parents, obviously, duh. Graham Stephan, huge for frugality. That was like my starter into this whole finance world with credit cards and frugality, just saving money, honestly. It's the best. It's the best. If you can live well below your means, you'll never go broke. I mean, you will, but really, really low chances. And honestly, the biggest thing is like everyone has their certain group of friends that they fuck around with and go out with, but you also have to have your other group of friends where it's just purely business, purely mindset, growth, fitness, health. Friends where, yeah, you know what, you have a good laugh from here to there, but you're always just talking about how to be better, how to level up, new business tactics, new money tactics, new investments, new opportunities, health. If you have that little niche group of friends, 2 to 3 to 5, that's perfect. Just people don't even have that. They don't have anyone to learn from. So if you can have a group of friends where it's all just leveling up, and especially in business, even if you're an employee and you want to do something else, or you don't want to do something else, just follow people that talk about other things that aren't video games or movies or shows or drama, Instagram memes. Like, yeah, that's fun to have, obviously, but if you find people that are always on the next step, it's fun. Keeps the conversation going, keeps life interesting. You don't just plateau. You always want to make sure you're slowly moving up, getting 1% better every day. So that's number 2, is finding mentors and people of influence. People who, how do you want your life to look like? If you can visualize your life and then say, all right, you know what? These people have certain traits I want to get. What does it take to get there? What books have they read? What podcasts have they listened to? What videos have they watched? Learn it. It's good. And the last one is number 3, learn valuable skills that you can charge for. So this isn't for everyone, of course, but if you are that person that, you know, you have your job, but you also have a hobby, and maybe you want to make that hobby your first income, or maybe you just have a hobby that you really like and you never see yourself earning money from that income, or you're a hustler, you're out there and you want to charge people for your services, learn skills in anything. It can literally be anything. You would be surprised what you can charge for. I've done so many things that I've never thought I could charge for, and you can't. It's life. It's a free-for-all out there. There's no rules on anything. If you set your mind to something, you can do it. What comes with that is the biggest thing I can give you from that, because I've bought a lot of courses, I've done a lot of things myself. I've always been the person that says, you know what, before I pay anyone, I'm going to learn it and then pay someone to do it for me, which is honestly, I feel like it's worked out. But what I've learned is, as I've gone higher in business, is at some point you don't have the time to learn everything. At some point you have to pay people for their time to get your results. So if you're just starting off, if you have limited income, learn it yourself. Yes, buy intro courses here and there. There's a lot of shit out there. Learn how to walk through the shit and buy the good ones. You're gonna end up losing money. It's fine. You're gonna do it anyways. You're gonna learn a lesson in there. But save your time. Buy the courses, get your skills up, and charge for them. That's gonna allow you to get your W-2 income from being an employee, and then your side hustle. It can be whatever. Eventually, if you want to do it, you're going to move your side hustle into your business, and then your business is your main income. And then even then, you're going to learn other trades and other skills that you can charge for, and then integrate it. And then you're going to maybe move on to that business and sell the other business. There's so many ways that you can take this, but personally, I would recommend always learning something that you can charge for. That, again, that might not be for everyone, but for me, it's really fun. I love learning new trades, new skills that I can implement in my business, because it helps me. It helps me manage my time. And what was I going to say to that? Yeah, just honestly, it's all about managing time. So, yeah, those are 3 things that I recommend. So, just to recap, number 1, understand your finances. Have a good foundation of where you are financially, monetarily. Number 2, find mentors, get good friends, weed out the bullshit. You're going to go through periods of times where, you know what? You're outgrowing your friends, and that's normal. You don't want to be the biggest fishbowl. You don't want to be the biggest fish in the fishbowl. You always got to find a new pond. I might have fucked that up, but you know what I'm saying. Number 3 is learn valuable skills that you can charge for. Always keep learning. That's been my big thing, is always keep learning, always keep growing. So as I continue this journey, you'll notice that most of the things I talk about will tie into one of those 3 bullet points. But yeah, this is what I call the basics. if you want to level up. Those are the main things that I would recommend anyone to focus on when you're starting off. If you're lost and you don't know how to do it, those are 3 things that will help you out in some way, shape, or form. All right, peace.